Off with the Oscar Pistorius case that is, of course, getting lots of international coverage. He's set to appear in court for the second time today in Pretoria.
That's right. It's on the front page of so many newspapers. I'm just going to show you a couple. The International Herald Tribune. Here he is in court yesterday. That same photo is on the front page of El País today, the Spanish newspaper.
Quite a dramatic shot there.
Quite a dramatic shot, exactly. Now, yesterday the court heard two versions of the death of his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. That's on the front page of the Independent today. You have the two sides. On the one hand, the prosecutor saying he armed himself, walked 7 meters, and shot a defenseless person. On the other hand, Oscar Pistorius saying, I heard a noise, I was scared, I got my gun. Because I did not have my legs on, I felt vulnerable. And the Independent points out that this issue of his legs is very important, and there's no escaping the significance of his missing legs because on the one hand, they're what made him famous, but also they may be a key factor in him actually making bail. He claims that the fear that led him to fire the gun was based on this absence of his prosthetics. And he said, he told the court, I felt trapped. I have limited mobility on my stumps.
Okay, well, the South African press also focusing on how this murder had brought to light issues of domestic violence more generally and violence against women as well.
That's right. There's an interesting piece in Mail and Guardian, a South African newspaper, by Joss Derricks. Now, she's the founder of an NGO called Girl in Football South Africa, which helps victims of sexual violence regain confidence. And she says that Riva Steenkamp's death is just one of a few that's recently shocked the world, but it's by no means rare or unusual. And she says that violence against women is deeply entrenched in South African society, including in the words people use when they talk about women. She says what's needed is deep change in society. And in fact, she plans on building an NGO to help boys and help them change their perception of gender relations.
Okay, well, moving on to another story now that we've also been covering in the news, the Tunisian press reacting to the resignation of their Prime Minister, Hamadi Jebali.
That's right. Business News, a Tunisian paper, looks at what lies ahead for Tunisia and says that there are basically two alternatives. One would be not that much of a change. Hamadi Jebali could actually, in fact, come back and be Prime Minister again. He seems to be the only real consensus candidate. The other alternative would be that a hardline, hawkish candidate would be nominated. Business News says this would open the door to extremism and uncertainty.
Okay, now moving on, cyber attacks, also a hot topic. That's after, of course, the US cybersecurity firm accused China of stealing data systematically over the past couple of years.
That's right. You can read more about it in The Independent today. The cybersecurity firm is called Mandyhose, and it says that all this cyber attacks were being carried out of this photo, this office in Shanghai. There's a little graphic where you can see the targets, mainly US corporations, aerospace, government agencies, and of course the media. The Wall Street Journal, which was in fact hacked, has a very harsh editorial today where it talks about China's online thieves. And it says that China's penchant for online theft and sabotage could actually change the world economic order.
Okay, well, finally, a journalist for the Daily Beast has been trying out quite an unusual garment. Tell us more about that.
Well, Lorna, do you know what Mantyhose or guylons or brosary are?
Oh my goodness, I think I can guess. It's
There's a photo to help you out.
For chaps.
That's right, it's pantyhose for men. And apparently, according to the Daily Beast, they're very popular in Europe. I personally don't know anybody who wears them. Maybe they don't either.
I think we should make it clear as well. Yes, I don't either.
Maybe they don't tell us. Anyway, the journalist Jacob Tomsky, he tries them out for a week. And I guess you could say that he did this for science. He chose a pair with little skulls on them. He ended up wearing them to all sorts of work events. He even went on a date in them. He felt compelled to tell people he was wearing them. So I guess it doesn't come as much as a surprise that the date didn't go so well. In the end, he said that it wasn't for him. He gave it a 2 out of 5 skulls, as he says.
Wow, excellent. Okay, well, maybe it's a little bit going back to medieval times with
Men in
the doublet
tights.
and hose. Exactly. Thank you very much indeed, Florence, for that look at today's newspapers.